Welcome back to Oblivion. Wow, we're right into it. Let's see if we can continue in the mine today, I guess. Oh man, I didn't repair my stuff. Oh, yes, I forgot. You get out of here, goblin. You knock it off. Oh, it's probably the helmet though, right? I don't think I care about that. Oh, hello. Last time we did crummy old ale as well. This time, we have something. Oh my gosh. I wonder if just all the goblins are dead because it's been like 3 days or so. I don't know. I'm not sure how long we've been gone. And I don't remember anything about the respawning mechanics in this game, but yeah, we shall find out someday. Well, that's right, now we also have access to the skeleton key, which means I'm definitely picking up, you know, lockpicks for a good reason, I swear. I swear, we're doing it. Alright. See what we got, though. We are only on YouTube today. I'm a bit behind. I probably shouldn't be doing the daily episodes much longer, but I don't know. We'll give it another crack here. We had kind of a rough online session the last time we were on Twitch. But that could just be because of the darkness. No, okay. Oh man, I got a lot of glare too. Let's see if we can manage. Come on, buddy, it's time to die. What else should we die? I don't even know if I want to continue this dungeon right now. I kind of just want to make my way toward the other places. We technically have our money, but I figure leaving a dungeon unturned, you know, we could at least get some treasure. Can't believe my thieving thingamajig is gone. I got nothing. Oh, you knock it off, Mace. You knock it off right now. You get back in PDW. Nobody knows what that is anymore. I had to get up early today. We're doing these workshops for. We're trying to basically design online courses with specific rubrics, I suppose. And there's this very specific type of program that my university wants us to use. And it looks like it could be interesting. The process we were introduced to today, it's a 2-day workshop. We were introduced to the process today. And it honestly, I don't know, it seems kind of interesting, but it's a little strange. So basically, they have 101 like points that they divvy up for each online course, right? And they want you to earn 86 of those points in your course setup. The way you do this is you follow 44 different standards for course design. Yeah, 44. And you basically come up with the course, and then you send, like, your course pitch to this committee or whatever, and they decide if the course meets the standards. Now, what was interesting to me about this is it's, like, totally peer review based or whatever, so you're essentially sending it to this committee that's filled with people who are basically just like you, if you're an instructor or whatever. They're supposed to be like a content expert, like I'm teaching math. So our content expert would be like, you know, math. Does this seem appropriate for math? But otherwise, it just seems like it's 3 people who are basically rating the setup of your course. And if 2 of those people decide that you've met a standard, they'll give you the points for that standard, and they'll say, yeah, okay, the course is okay. Which is like, yeah, again, like I said, it's very nifty, but it also kind of puts a bunch of subjectiveness behind it, which, if they're trying to come up with all these standards, I was just kind of thinking to myself, it's interesting that we're talking about these standards as though there's some kind of uniform setup, but the committees themselves can't possibly be set up with anything that adheres to that uniformity, right? So the guy was basically explaining, the person hosting the workshop was basically explaining that there is a lot of subjectivity in it and everything, but we're also being asked to very heavily, I wouldn't say scrutinize, right? We're being asked to very heavily, like, critique every course setup we would be looking at. And the whole thing is kind of meant to be one big giant process of you're designing courses, but you're also rating other people's courses. Like, once we're done with the certification or whatever, it very much sounded like they expect that we would also be able to rate other people's online courses that they design or whatever. Which is again, one of those nifty things. I can't call it nothing. It certainly made me think, if nothing else. But, I don't know. Sometimes it's just kind of those things where it's like, if you do leave it up to so much subjectivity, do you really know what a good online course looks like or whatever? I suppose maybe if enough people agreed on the 44 standards or something, I don't know. It's just always one of those things where I'm always pondering, you know, how far can we actually go with this kind of thing here? Does this work on a larger scale? These are just kinds of questions I like asking. I'm not even sure if this makes any sense. I'm just trying to think of something to talk about this episode. But that's the first thing on my mind. I'm just sitting through this workshop for like 4 hours. But yeah, we talk about all these standards, and we do all these exercises regarding how to, you know, how do you decide if the standard is met or not? And then they ask questions and whatever, but I don't know. One thing I did kind of notice is it did almost feel like it was encouraging people to do my least favorite thing, which is go a little far with the critiquing, in the sense that it's kind of like, I don't want to say pretentious, but it's heading in the direction of we're being really nitpicky for no reason because we were told that we have to critique the course. So people are maybe looking for things that they wouldn't otherwise be looking for, and I don't know, maybe that's the point. Maybe this is just where I kind of tend to disagree with people going a little too far in the review process. And believe you me, some of the irony is not lost on me. I know some of my reviews in the past were probably very, oh my god, why is he, you know, why is he bringing stuff like that up? But I don't know, I guess you really get swept into the review process. I've been thinking a lot about different review processes lately because, truth be told, I'm actually kind of tired of very generic, everybody come review this thing processes. It feels like it's gotten way less useful over the years as time has passed. I'm not really sure, I don't know. But, I guess you could even, you know, in the past, I can think of some examples where the process has maybe been taken too seriously. Is this actually about reviewing some kind of thing, or is this really just about trying to look smart and saying your piece or whatever? And I don't know. At least to me, if I can't tell the difference in the review, that's where it kind of turns me off a little bit, but I don't know. That could just be me, like I said. Let's reverse pickpocket. Because we got too much junk. Let's just get rid of this sword. Okay, we're actually, like, almost full up here, dang. We've taken so much junk. We're gonna be eating good in Skingrad tonight, although I might go back to Rindir for the best deal. We can always do that off screen, though. But I don't know. I guess the main place I started thinking about this is incidentally like Steam reviews. Steam reviews seem to be a place where people will just kind of go above and beyond with how seriously they're taking something. And I'm sure there are just as many good examples of Steam reviews as there are bad examples of Steam reviews. It's just that people tend to talk about negative things more. So, you know, they'll bring up negative examples, perhaps. Like, man, and I'm not even really talking about the meme reviews on Steam, right? Like, you know, people just like to have fun and screw around or whatever, but oh my gosh, once you're like, you're sitting around and you're complaining that like, of a $1 or a $5 game is too much or something, right? Like, how dare they charge money for this piece of junk or whatever, but it was like such a low amount of money. I'm kind of like, I don't know, dude. Am I reading this correctly here? Or are you really just going on a tirade for no reason? You know, do you really miss your $5? Do you wish you spent them on, like, McDonald's chicken nuggets or something? Oh, this is a big angry. Alright, let's heal up for big angry here. I don't know. This has been kind of my gripe with reviewing for quite some time now, which is why it is in part a reason why I don't fully, like, review things anymore. I do think that, unfortunately, I also had a tendency to kind of try to put a cap on a little too much and be like, okay, this is like a super serious process. I have to say exactly what I think, and I have to explain exactly why I think that way, and it's this big giant, you know, it's this big giant show or whatever. But I don't know. So I know this is only like tangentially related to the original topic, the thing with like the workshop or whatever. But it did get me thinking. It was kind of fun. Had a little fun with the workshop as well. And we were on Zoom, so I did these like little group things with us and whatever. And we had to get into our little groups and critique one of the standards for one of the little mock-up courses they made for us and everything. It was overall a pretty good time. But I don't know, it was just the way that some people were answering the question, because they were being asked directly, you know, go ahead and critique this thing, and some people just kind of take that as the opportunity to be like, alright, I'm gonna go in, and every little thing that has to be wrong, and I don't know. Maybe some people look at that as a way of how many perspectives can you kind of find in one material or whatever. I guess to me, it's always about like the cadence and how you speak about it, right? If you're like very aggressive about the way that you critique something, that I can then understand. Like, that's why I know some of my reviews in the past have gone wrong, is because I used to kind of make, like I said, I used to make like a big giant show out of some of those ZC quests and things, right? And so, you know, people take those things personally. It makes sense, but I don't know. I feel like I kind of got off the rails here, but at the same time, I'm just kind of, again, every once in a while, I'm trying to practice here. What do I know to talk about? Ooh, what can I talk about anymore? I haven't done YouTube-only videos in just forever, it feels like. You get out of here, crystal ball. You know what? Is it bad luck to burn a crystal ball? We're gonna find out. See, I almost naturally said chat. Like, I was going to ask the question, is it bad luck to burn a crystal ball? And then I was going to say chat at the end of that. It's kind of like, hang on a second. We're not streaming. We're not streaming. I don't know. Who the Flint knows anymore? Uh-oh, wait a minute. Did my timer never get started? I thought I hit the button. Oh, no. The button no work. Well, I guess we'll just have to figure out how long we think we've been recording. OBS says 13 minutes, but, you know. I can't tell with this thieving program half the time. Okay, we're still at 404. Dang, we can't, like, really carry any additional loot here. I already filled up all that space. We even removed the raiment and everything. My goodness, Estelle! We're talking about educational workshops and turning it into side tangents about rating things on Steam. Yeah. Yeah, you know, that's just kind of how it goes, right? Oh. Buddy. Sure, we keep getting our magic up. Oh, he don't have nothing. He ain't got nothing. He don't got them French fried potatoes. I guess this is kind of a thing in general in society, though. I'm not sure if it's any more common these days than it has been in the past. I can at least recall, you know, because I'm mid-30s by now, right? So I guess I could start talking about the past as though it's a relevant thing, right? I don't know, I guess I can recall in my, like, high school days, people would always try to sound smart or anything. I'm not even terribly convinced it's a new thing. It's just kind of, I don't know. At least for me, it gets grating after a while. Where I'm just kind of like, eventually, I just want to interact with people. Oh, I forgot. Wouldn't that have been something if I dodged it coming in, but then got owned by it going out and just fell over dead or whatever? Boy, that would be the perfect end, huh? Oh, man. But I don't know. For the YouTube, well, I guess this is only the YouTube audience because that's who I'm recording for. This is kind of part of my my TED Talk series on everything is way too competitive and serious these days. And, you know, again, it's one of those things where I kind of want to see the other side of it and understand why people are being so, like, hyper-competitive is because, you know, we've monetized everything, so people have an excuse to do so. The part that sucks is I almost feel like it should be an ironic question coming from me, too, because I feel like I definitely have, I don't know if they still call it the Type A personality, but I feel like I definitively have a Type A personality, where, like, I want to win and make things happen and do things, right? But I don't know, at some point, I guess, like, maybe other people either took it more seriously than me or they put more effort into it than I did, and then I don't know if I got tired of it or what. I don't know. I've been trying to figure this one out. Did I get tired of having a Type A personality? How do you even answer that kind of thing? I'm not really sure, but just interesting ponders. You wouldn't think maybe this would even come up, just sitting in a freaking workshop trying to figure out how do you design online courses to reach like a bunch of students far and beyond, right? But I guess I don't have anything better to do than to take these thoughts to some supposedly natural extreme that I find in my own thought process, and I'm just like, wait a minute. What if we overkilled the thought process here? It's at least a good time, though. It's one of those things where I'd almost rather do it than not do it, because at least I'm thinking about something. Wasn't there two of them? Maybe not. Maybe I saw things. Oh no. I'm seeing things again. See, I was about to say chat again. Oh man. Get so used to streaming. I can't believe this. To be fair, and this might this will actually be a very ponderous piece of trivia. I've thought about it several times before. I've actually been streaming longer than I have been just doing LPs and things on YouTube, right? Because I mostly started streaming, you know, I streamed a couple times in like, I want to say 2012 or something. Maybe here and there in 2014. I know that's where like Five Nights at Freddy's and stuff came from. I think 2014 checks out for that timeline. But at the same time, yeah. So, you know, 2009 to 2014 versus 2014 to 2025 here. Yeah. I've been on stream mode way longer than I've been on LP mode. So I don't know. Like I said, it's just kind of a very weird realization. Can you forget how to do something like YouTube? Probably. I'm sure you can forget it just like anything else, but... I don't know, Yugi boy. At the same time, it's kind of nifty to be able to do this every once in a while, though. I used to very much love having these random series where I could just come on video and talk about random garbage, right? Like, for any of you who were around in the very, very ancient days, that's basically what I used Minecraft for. Minecraft was a very, like... Oh, shoot. Minecraft was a very, like, I'm not actually doing anything, but I want to talk about stuff sort of series. Well, that was a good revenge run of the fort. The fort. It's a dungeon. It's Mr. Dungeon. Who went into Mr. Dungeon? Oh, who went into Mr. Dungeon and went on the giant rant? I guess not really a rant, just random thoughts, I guess. Alright, let's pick up from the crash here and go back to Skingrad, and we'll try to sell some. Actually, now that I have a fresh load, I might actually just go back to Rindir, and we'll check it out. Let's go get some cash! And at last, we have returned to Skingrad. Alright, now... Oh, I forgot to level up. Gosh darn it. Oh, let's see. What do we want today? Well, we could... Now that we're using that claymore for a bit, we could do some more strength. I'm casting a lot of magicka lately, and let's go for some movement speed here. Maybe. There we go. Alright. You ever just save 20 gold by going back to the Imperial City? Yeah. That definitely makes a lot of sense. Nah, okay. Look at it this way. It's 20 gold times the amount of instances I go back to the Imperial City to rest instead of paying for an... No, okay. Alright.
Hi there.
So, man, I guess while we're here in Skingrad, do we want to run around and do some side quests? Like, we could, you know what? We could... It's almost midnight. We could start Magleer. Not Magleer, the other one. What the flip is his name? I don't know. They're all some variant of the same setup of name here. Let's go to the church. Say hi to our friend, and that'll probably be it for this episode. Actually, I guess we could just cut it here because we went on a... I don't know. Like I said, I can't even call it a random... We went on a random discussion most of the episode, I suppose. But like I said, it's mostly just like I might as well try to come up with something to talk about, right? Because I haven't done this in eons, so I'd rather try random things instead of just hanging out and being like, oh, the thing. Gameplay is fun to talk about, but I was always a rambler. Yeah, let's be honest here. YouTube audience. Oh, your boy Teamudf was always just kind of a rambler, right? Every once in a while I want to organize my thoughts, but I don't know, I guess you'll be the ones to decide if I did or not. And then I'm going to leave a scathing Steam review to let you know what I think of your thoughts, of me thinking about those thoughts that I was thinking, that you were thinking that I was thinking, but I didn't know if I was thinking them, so you thought that I thought. Anyway, this bit is over. Next time, we go on the conspiracy train here.
You came.
Oh, boy.
You're sure you weren't followed?
Shut up.
Good.
Shut
I
up.
thought I could trust you.
Shut up.
Yes, I need you to
Okay, I actually didn't want him to...
Here's my problem.
Ah, shoot.
I'm being followed. Watched. Marukote's selectives.
Oh, my God.
I need you to check out some people for...
Alright, I didn't actually want to get him to talk this episode, but okay, fine, we'll be right back. Thanks for watching.